match of the day leaves the first division to have a look at the tremendous battle going on at the top of the second division. And two of the clubs engaged in the great battle for promotion, Bristol City and Manchester City.
When Match of the Day first covered Manchester City in 1966, Joe Mercer and his coach Malcolm Allison were in their first season at Main Road. City had been relegated in 1963, but now a new team was taking shape, and the point they earned at Ashton Gate would help them win the second division championship.
Well, the Bristol City supporters have seen their club keep up with the leaders all this season. Now a chance for Young, and a goal! Young really cutting up this defence, and Young has scored for Manchester City, number 10, the inside left. Savino, the corner for Bristol City. Now Savino's got a chance to flip back again. And that's it. Huge inside left. Clark.
City's return to the first division was supplemented by new signings. Tony Book and Colin Bell joined the likes of Mike Summerby and Neil Young. And when Francis Lee arrived from Bolton to complete the most fearsome forward line in the country, City were on their way to the First Division Championship.
Summerby. Six is Oakes. Oh, save by Jennings. Ring shot by Oakes, and Jennings didn't like crashing down onto this frozen turf. Reeves not touched the ball, I don't think yet. He's going to take the free kick. No, he's not. It's Venables. Greaves, and it's 1-0 for Tottenham. Greaves has scored 6 minutes. He kept his feet very, very well. City really pounding onto the attack. Here comes Doyle. Lee setting it up for Doyle. Brilliant effort by Doyle. This is Oakes. Now Pardo. Doyle to Lee. Ooh, that ball ran away from him. Doyle, Coleman. Lee. Murray, Bell, right. Colin Bell, the scorer. Summerby to Young. Summerby. Lead behind him now. Young. Oh, what a goal! He's hit the bar. Coleman. Up to Young. Up to Summerby. A great goal! A lovely goal by Summerby. Lee. Summerby. Nimble on his feet. Perfect balance up to Lee. Great football. And he's hit the post, a goal. Coleman. 3 goals to 1. 19 minutes gone. A superb bit of football by Manchester City. Young. And a chance for Bell. And a goal by number 10 Young, Manchester City's top scorer. Here comes Summerby. Screams of Mike. And Mike's got it himself. And a goal! It's hit the post, Young. It's hit the post again. two posts and a set of goal posts, and Manchester City hit them both. Out to Coleman, Lee very close to him. As the whistle goes for the end of the match, a great performance by Manchester City. Bell, Somerby, Coleman, Young, the scorers, to a goal by Greaves. Tottenham well beaten, and the man of the match for my money anyway. Mike Somerby, the number 9 of Manchester City, as the crowd rises to this great team.
They called that the ballet on ice. After winning the championship for the first time in 31 years, City put on another sparkling display in the FA Charity Shield.
Collard to Young Hartford. Owen up there with him. Here's Owen. And a goal! 1 minute. Owen has scored. Oakes. Beautiful ball to Bell. And Somerby moving around very intelligently. And a goal! A goal scored by Lovett. He's put for his own goal. Bell or Lee going to take it? Oh, Lee to Bell, to Somerby, to Lee. Oh, right. That was football perfection. And Lee the scorer. Lovett takes it in. Biswicki away, the chance. Yes, it must be. Yes, they won. Biswicki has scored. Owen. Oh, it's a goal, yes! Yes, a goal, definitely over the line. Yes, Owen has scored. Bell, Somerby on the right with Lee. Lee now to Doyle. Young. Almost that one, 5. Young has scored. Oakes to Bell. In moves Somerby. Lee. 6-1.
Now modern technology would show the champions in colour.
Manchester City playing very, very confidently. Somerby. Doyle. Oakes moving it forward. Oh yeah, it's a good shot. That's the goal. Colin Bell. Sadobing. Eastham. Marsh. It's in the goal. Somerby. And it's going to be a penalty. This is Mike Doyle going to take the kick. 25 minutes of play gone. Doyle. And it's an easy one. Manchester City 2. Somerby on. And a beautiful goal by Bobby Owen. That was well taken indeed.
In the 1969 FA Cup semi-final at Villa Park, City beat Everton thanks to a goal by young centre-half Tommy Booth in his first season. That took City to Wembley, where their team became household names. Goalkeeper Harry Dowd, a local product, was the successor in cup final terms to the great Bert Troutman. Captain Tony Book had followed Allison from Plymouth, starting his First Division career just short of his 30th birthday. By contrast, left-back Glyn Pardo was City's youngest ever player, making his league debut at the age of 15. Nobody loved the City course more than Manchester-born wing half Mike Doyle. At 19, Tommy Booth made his first season one to remember, a Wembley appearance 6 months after his debut. Left half Alan Oakes set a club record of 668 games in a City career lasting 18 years. Mike Summerby was Joe Mercer's first signing, equally polished at outside right or centre forward. Colin Bell, nicknamed Nijinsky, scored 152 goals for City and won 48 caps. Francis Lee's solid physique and brash style made him a great City favourite. Neil Young was top scorer in both championship sides of the 60s. Who else would get the winner at Wembley? Tony Coleman was a rebel with a cause, a raiding winger who made goals for famous colleagues. And so to Wembley on April the 26th, 1969. Leicester City, nearest the cameras, were facing relegation from the First Division. Their 19-year-old goalkeeper, Peter Shilton, was beaten just once.
Summerby moved inside. It's Woolett with him. Summerby back to Young. It's the beautiful goal scored by Young, made by Summerby. 23 minutes gone. It's all over. A great performance. They have played so wonderfully, but Leicester City have been such tremendous opposition. And that's the joy of Manchester City. Disappointed they didn't gain the championship. Joe Mercer ambling on now. But what a great final this has been. And Joe sportingly congratulates Mr. McCabe and David Nish, the Leicester captain.
Tony Book, joint footballer of the year at the age of 32, became the fourth captain in Manchester City's history to receive the FA Cup. It was the second major trophy he'd collected, and there would be two more the following season. City, under the Mercer-Allison partnership, were the team of the late 60s, bringing a gloss and a glitter to everything they did.
Good evening, I'm reporting from the London restaurant, where tonight Manchester City are celebrating winning the FA Cup at Wembley Stadium this afternoon by 1-0 over Leicester City. On the players' table, they're enjoying themselves, and in the centre of the picture, Neil Young, the man who got the winning goal. Just slightly masked, in fact, by one or two of the waiters who are still serving dinner, which started rather late. There's Mike Summerby asking some of his fellow players, I think, to autograph the official programme. And indeed, there's a great deal of autograph collecting going on. I tell you what, Joe, what a wonderful spell you've had since you joined Manchester City.
Yes.
I mean, it's all happened.
Yes, it's amazing.
Second Division Championship, First Division Championship, now you've won the Cup.
Yes, really, it's like a fairy tale, isn't it?
Malcolm, clearly City, First Division champions last season, Cup winners this time, have achieved a great deal. But watching the side, I'm inclined to agree with the remark that you once made, that you haven't found the bottom of this team yet.
No, it's one or two young players who don't really express themselves yet, but with the success they've had in the last 4 years, I think that they now can go and play against the best teams in Europe.
Yeah. I hate to remind you, but it's almost inevitable. You remember when you won the League Championship, you said you'd show the cowards of Europe how to play next year. Have you got any message for Europe this time, now you're in the Cup Winners' Cup?
I think we'll definitely get through the first round next year.
Thanks very much, Malcolm. Well, now, here we are, Neil Young, goal scorer. How are you feeling now, Neil?
Oh, great, David, great.
You've been able to let your hair down a bit, have you?
Well, I've had one or two drinks, you know.
Would you like to see that goal again?
I would, yes, I would.
All right, well, it's coming up now. Let's just join it from the throw. Francis Lee, of all people, taking that throw.
Well, he's got a big throw, big body.
But Summerby did well here,
Mike was great, I think he beat him about 3 times here.
Did you realise it was on from this moment?
No, the point was, it came across, you've got to hit it, and, you know, it doesn't matter how it goes, as long as it goes in.
That's the best way to close the programme tonight, is to tell you what Tony Coleman apparently said to Princess Anne when he received his Cup Winners' Medal. Apparently he said, "Give my regards to your mum and dad."
That sort of fearless cheek was reflected in City's swaggering style of play. Their international cast were now ready to spread their wings.
Royal. Oh, a beautiful goal, a magnificent goal by Morrissey. Book and Boyer. It's a beautiful goal. What a header!
City turned their attention to the League Cup. 63,000 saw this semi-final at Old Trafford.
Number 7, Summerby. Young. And it's Ewer. Boyer. And the goal! Midway through the first half. 1-0 City in the lead. Number 8, Creran. Forward for Edmonds, the back. Is he gone? Now you're for United the best. Boyer coming back with him. Best with his perfect balance. And then up with a long goal. It's all level. Oh no, he's not going to have a shot at goal. Oh, it's a goal by Summerby.
That goal put City through to Wembley on a 4-3 aggregate, and they completed a clean sweep of the 3 domestic trophies in successive years by beating West Bromwich Albion in the final. In the FA Cup, Neil Young was again on target in front of the Match of the Day cameras.
Well, the crowd now is all we are saying is give us a goal, and there might be a chance for Young. It's there. They have got it. One thing the crowd didn't expect, but Young has scored.
But it wasn't the FA Cup which would bring City their finest moment in 1970. They reached the final of the European Cup Winners' Cup, meeting Górnik of Poland in Vienna. For Mercer and Allison, this was the climax of 5 glorious years. For City's 4,000 supporters, in drenching rain, it was a night never to be forgotten. Without the injured Summerby, City quickly lost Mike Doyle with a damaged ankle, but still lifted their first European trophy.
Pardo. Oakes inside him. Lee further down the touchline. Olek, as ever, with him. Lee trying to tee himself up. Good save by Koska. Young! Neil Young. His 4th goal in the competition, but made by Francis Lee without a doubt. This is Polensky. Not a very good ball towards Lislow. Young is clear. Costa coming out. Penalty, it must be. Schiller coming up, the referee, and it is. Points to the spot. Surely no doubt in his mind at all. If we look at it again, you can see a clear body check by the goalkeeper on Neil Young. Francis Lee to take the penalty with a good fast bowler's run up. The rain absolutely teeming down. Was a bit lucky, the power took it through the legs. And Olek and Scholtesik on the ball. Scholtesik to take it. Lubansky, nice play by him. Oslislow! 2-1.
And that was the final score. Now City had a 4th major prize to collect. It was hard to believe it had all happened in just 3 seasons. The League Championship in 1968, the FA Cup in 1969, and now in 1970, Tony Book had collected first the League Cup and, less than 2 months later, the European prize. It had all been achieved with style and panache. City were a fashionable outfit with box office stars.
Colin Bell is the man on the line. Oakes back to Young, given a bit too much room, and a goal by Colin Bell. 5 minutes gone.
Bell was the complete article, the all-purpose product of the modern game. A superb athlete whose goals were vintage match-of-the-day material.
Francis Lee, Ron Harrison with a very quick tackle. This is Limpardo now as Manchester City build up perhaps their first attack of the game. Pardo. This is Alan Oakes. 20 minutes gone and it's Colin. What a goal! What a goal! What a fantastic shot by Colin Bell. This is Bell. Only 2 men out for City now. Everyone else is back. Osgood. Weller, what a good goal! Keith Weller, the scorer.
Oh, it's a beautiful goal! The great goal by O'Hare. chewing away that cigar. Joe Mercer looking really worried. The Manchester City manager. Towers to Oakes. And the Summerby. Oakes. Summerby again. And Bell has got it. Beautiful goal. A perfect example. The crowds are leaped into the air.
Oh, that was a bad one. Young, Summerby, Calidus, Bell rather, it's got to go in now. That's it. Colin Bell.
Other teams couldn't hold a candle to City. As well as a bell, they had a book.
And it's a goal! Freddie Hill has made a goal with his first kick. Tony Book is the scorer.
The following season, Allison was promoted from coach to team manager. City made themselves championship favourites.
Chisholm is going for the longer one. Looking for Davis. England there. Kinnear. Doyle can try again. Bell! Kinnear. Tottenham line being held up by the City defence. Gone a bit then. Summerby clear. But only Davis up with him. Now Lee, if he sees him just behind the attack. Summerby! Bell having to pull players back before making the pass. Davis across with England. Hit the post and waiting. Comes Connor. Probably a foul by England, with the referee letting it go because City had the advantage. Jeffries, Lee.
The pugnacious Lee was a real handful, but so too was the experienced Wyn Davis.
Book. Davis beaten by Taylor. Now Mallard, and a clash between Davis and Taylor, and it's still going on, nudging each other, and it's still going on off the ball. And what happened then? The referee's given a penalty. That started a long way back and never stopped. And in fact, Taylor was the one who was spotted. He was in the penalty area. And it had gone on for fully 15 seconds before that. Off the ball, but once the referee caught up with it, Taylor was the boy who offended. He was the man he saw. So Lee now gets the chance to score his 7th penalty of the season. Very lucky. Ferguson the wrong way. And no wonder he's saying, oh, Francis Lee. It's Taylor to Coker. Taylor, number 5, in trouble. Mallard now to Davis. Onside now. Can he go alone? He's got a chance. And it's 2-0.
3/4 of the way through the season, there was still no holding Manchester City. And certainly no holding Francis Lee, who was on his way to a splendid haul of 33 league goals.
Hockey's the bearded man. Now Lee. Oh yes. Francis Lee, straight through that wall of players. Woodward trying to make space for something there, but he couldn't do it. Davis to Summerby. Moving up very strongly on the right, and Bell's got a chance now. 2-0. Now, what can Sheffield United make of this situation? They must get back into this game quickly. Dearden. Oh, yes, good goal by Billy Dearden. Still a chance to get it across, and he's gone down there, and that could well be a penalty, it is. There's Corrigan, the man to face this penalty, and Woodward, who's already scored from 6 this season. That's 7. Tony Curry. Curry! Oh, he's got it! Tremendous header from Tony Curry. Summerby. Davis and Cahoon. Davis winning it. Here's Lee. Can he get the shot in? The goalkeeper's out of his ground. Lee again. Oh, that's a penalty kick. Handball. The defender dived to get the ball out with his hand. Hope was beaten. And now Lee against Hope. No mistake about that.
Lee was the scourge of defenders and goalkeepers. His goals included a record 15 from the penalty spot, but Allison still wasn't satisfied. Just before the transfer deadline, he paid a club record £200,000 for the flamboyant Rodney Marsh.
Tony Towers. Lee. Bell to the right. Well taken. On to Lee. Oh, unlucky Francis Lee. Marsh! And a goal! What a simple gift goal for Marsh. Summerby. Marsh going right. What a good reverse ball that was. Bell moving into the middle. So is Lee. Bell! Beautifully set up goal. Tony Brook looking for them. Finding Wyn Davis. Took it well on his chest. Marsh going in.
But City won only 2 matches out of 7. By the time they played Derby County in their last game, the championship was slipping away.
Ball on the cross to take Marsh. Lovely run by Marsh. Oh, goal! Now the decryers know what this man is all about. Marsh. With a save to make, perhaps to keep his side in. Unlucky for nobody except Derby. Francis Lee's 33rd goal in the league.
But it wasn't enough. Derby pipped Leeds, Liverpool and City to the title. The Marsh signing was widely blamed, but Allison stuck to his guns.
Oakes. Towers. 3 marked by 4. Doyle. Marsh! Oh, he took that superbly! England coming across to the edge of the 6-yard box. Peters! Really worked that well. Lee.
City couldn't produce that form consistently. They slipped into the bottom half of the table and out of 3 cup competitions. Now, the return with Spurs.
Pearce. Beaten by Book. And Lee leaving it for Marsh. Good save by Jennings. Marsh on again. England. And it's in the end. Cyril Knowles unable to stop it. England getting there first, which is what he didn't often do against Davis. Late on, anyway. Chivers! And Tommy Booth totally misjudging it. Marsh, he's got to come inside Kinnear. Now he's got Lee up. Lee! Good running by Brook. Putnam ready, fell for a knee! Peters. Here's Jimmers!
Allison then left to manage Crystal Palace, but City made a surprising capture from neighbours United for the start of the following season.
All 5 forwards up. Number 10, Francis Lee. Aimed at Bell, who got there. Law! What a moment for Dennis Law. Opens the scoring on his second league debut for Manchester City. 13 years after he made his first. Number 8, Francis. Oh, he did well, and it's there by Bob Hatton. Birmingham defence have done well in the absence of John Roberts. Bell! Marsh. That's Hind in front of him. Looking for Law! The perfect finish for Dennis Law's perfect day.
Law helped City to a League Cup final, his goal sent his old club United down, and then he retired. At Main Road, former captain Tony Book was the new City manager.
Well played, Bell. And driven across by Bell, and there's Marsh.
And there's Bell. Stewart's making tremendous strides to get up with him, and so is Summerby. Clements has lost his cap, and he's lost the goal as well. Scored by Stewart.
Dennis Stewart was the new idol of Main Road.
Henson. There's Bell. Fell for Stewart. Oh, what a start! What a start! Lever and Yates. Birchinall. Yes, it may have got a touch on the defender, but it's Birchinall's goal. Now it's Bell. Oh, chance for Daniels. Yes, he's got it. Exactly the same thing has happened in the first half. They scored immediately. Play on, they had the advantage. Good ball too. It's come to Stewart. Marsh. No. Daniels, yes. His second. And away by Bell, and now it's Stewart. The others are arriving quickly. In fact, it's 4 against 3. Here's Marsh. That's for Bell. Thank you very much, 4-1.
When champions-elect Derby County came to Main Road, they brought with them the former City thoroughbred Francis Lee.
There's Davis. Gemmell. Brave header by Newton, who now has a chance. And scores superbly. Marsh. Bell. Lee. Interesting. Very interesting. Oh! Look at his face! Just look at his face!
But faces were changing at Lee's old club. Dave Watson, Asa Hartford, Joe Royal and young Peter Barnes were among exciting new names.
Marsh. Donachie. 4 City players in the box. Bell. Must be from Hartford. He's got a second chance and made it the second time. Remarkable parry from the first header. Now here's Hartford for Manchester City, and it's 3 against 2, and in goes Joe Royal. 2-0, beautifully struck. And here is Royal. Bell. Awkward. Oh, a lovely touch. Beautiful touch by Rodney Marsh. properly. Stapleton. Ball! Yes! Kidd. Little nod down his ball. Copley!
This was the season when Tony Book's team won the League Cup at Wembley. There was an emphatic victory over arch-rivals United in the 4th round.
First free kick to be taken by Oakes. Joe Royle is up. So is Dave Watson. Bell. Blocked everywhere and put in by Tuart. Oakes. Found its way through. Donachie. Joe Royle. Must be. Asa Hartford. Tuart. Running Houston. And scoring! And 4 against 4 here. Donachie with the ball, now Barnes. Royal.
City's celebrations were somewhat muted by a serious injury to Colin Bell. But Joe Royle was leading the forward line with great conviction.
Keegan. Royal. Now the 19-year-old setting up Joe Royle for the opening goal. Donachie. Here's Oakes. Royal. Oakes. Oh, yes. Oh, beautifully made. Straight to the feet of Barnes by Hartford. Wanted in the middle. That is a penalty over the foot of Locke. And Power it was that took it past the despairing left hand. Hamilton doing well to make something of that. Gets a good return from Robson. Gray coming on the near post, number 9. Finally made goal. Everton again not quite managing to get there. It's been a real baptism of tension for him. Hartford going on. And it's there! Tommy Booth! Royal coming, so was Burridge, who didn't make it. Brilliant goal by Hartford!
The League Cup success, followed by the appointment of the late Bill Taylor as coach to Tony Book, gave City the impetus for a championship bid.
Alfie Conn with the flick. It found Taylor, and Taylor went through and scored. That was Moores again. There's Young and Taylor. Hartford. There's Tuart. Royal is far post, Kidd further in. Royal back to Hartford. Hartford again. And back off Jennings to Kidd. And Young might have been a little bit lucky to get that, but get it he did. So Royal chased back. Good play that by Royal, and it could be on for the through ball. Is he offside? Power? No, he's not. The flag stayed down, and Paul Power has made it 2-2, and Tottenham were caught square.
The combination of Joe Royle and Brian Kidd was proving irresistible. Kidd would never forget the visit of Leicester in front of the Match of the Day cameras.
Kidd beating Blockley, and here's Royal. And Wellington lucky, and in the end was made to pay for it by Brian Kidd. I must say that the visitors from Leicester are looking like meat for the slaughter at this stage. Doyle! Watson. Kidd! Sims has gone on, and one must admire his determination. He's looked the most determined player on the Leicester City side by some amount, but this chap, Watson, has looked quite majestic, and here is Kidd! And that's his first hat-trick for Manchester City! Just listen to the applause for Brian Kidd. A hat-trick on his 300th league appearance. Well, any foreigner watching this might say, well, if this is your third best side, which City are at the start of today, what's the first like? Here's Kidd, and that's four!
Kidd's personal performance confirmed City's championship potential. They were still in the top three when Arsenal drew a crowd of 45,000 to Main Road.
Watson. He really manages to open the play out an awful lot, does Gary Owen. Nicely laid off by Kidd to Hartford. Picks his way past two. This is two, and he's got a crowded penalty area.
Royal and City pushed defending champions Liverpool all the way, eventually missing out on the title by just 1 point. A new season brought another international striker. Mike Shannon arrived from Southampton.
Interchange between Tuart and Royal. And now it's on with Shannon, and Royal is through! And scores!
City were on the championship trail again. It was another season of packed houses at Main Road. 46,000 saw Aston Villa brushed aside.
He hasn't lost Phillips. Barnes! Superbly taken. Here's Tuart. It's width provided by Barnes. The ball with Hartford. Here's Barnes. Kidd coming near post. Oh, that's magic! That's magic! And what a difference it makes when you've got a man playing wide.
In the FA Cup, City were drawn away to Leeds United for the second year running. This time they won.
Watson. Bell. Tuart! Owen. Bell is threatening number 8. And he somehow saved it, but then it was tucked in by Peter Barnes. Here's Flynn. Oh, that's a lovely ball to Curry. And that's a penalty. That was a magnificent ball by Flynn that found Curry in such space, and no question that it was a penalty. We're in the last minute of the match, and Leeds with the chance to keep a little bit of hope flickering. Frank Gray to take it. 2-1 the score, but under a minute left.
Then there was a pitch invasion, as the ugly face of football, which disfigured the late 70s and early 80s, forced referee Colin Seal to send the teams off the field. But he refused to let the hooligans win. "20 minutes later, he proved his point. The teams came back to play out the remaining time. City under Book and Taylor were again in the championship picture. At the end of January, victory at Carrow Road moved them up into second place behind Nottingham Forest.
Turned on by Bell and by Kidd. Brian Kidd the scorer. Oh, and Brian Kidd came in. Nice ball, here's Gibbons. Oh, yes! Well, that's a good piece of finishing. Sort of match it's been typified in these last few seconds. First one side building, making the odd mistake, and then the other side breaking quickly. In this case, Dennis Tuart. 3 players joining him. Oh, and it's going to come out to Owen. Oh, what a good goal by Gary Owen.
But City dropped away to 4th by the season's end. When they returned to Carrow Road in the League Cup the following November, their 70s side was starting to decline, but they still won by the same score.
Neighbour. Plenty of players forward. Reeves, a touchback. Peters. Peters again! And the birthday boy grabs his goal. Taking on Bond. Keeps him away. Oh, it's a beauty by Barnes! Here's Shannon. Watson with the free kick. Beautifully turned by Shannon, and that decides it for sure.
But that was to be the last throw for one of City's finest teams. Malcolm Allison had returned, replacing Bill Taylor as coach by the time City went to Shrewsbury in the FA Cup 4th round.
Hey, too big for Butcher. Maguire. It's there. Well, what a revelation Shrewsbury have been. Full of ideas, full of confidence, and a lot of football. Maguire's corner, Chapman, it's there!
That shock cup defeat was followed by City's exit from Europe, and 15th place in the First Division was their worst for 12 years.
Shannon, 1-0, drilled home, and there was a gap there. Shannon found it with devastating accuracy, and having just lost Willie Young, Arsenal have just conceded a goal as well. Healy again with the corner. Oh, it went through everybody, and Sunderland knocked it in. It floated through the whole defence, and Sunderland, to his own astonishment, left with the goal at his mercy.
Allison, manager again, splashed out heavily on new players.
That was Ranson. Oh, that was misjudged slightly by Buchan. Power. That's a nice early ball. Dana! Almost there. Henry! Tony Henry! And City take the lead. And a piece of skill in the penalty area by Dana sets the chance up. Daly running into his man and still getting up. Oh, good ball, Bennett. Robinson to his left, number 9. Good try! Oh, that's a goal to grace any derby match. Mick Robinson.
But despite also spending a record £1.4 million on Steve Daly, Allison could not make his second coming a success.
Onside, it's Regis. Robson is in the centre, and Regis scores for Albion. Robson looks for Moses. He beats Steve Daly. He's got 2 to pull it back to. Oh, missed Barnes against his old club. Power. Robinson comes in for the header, gets a flick on. Here's Lee. Oh, well taken. What a fine goal by Stuart Lee. And just the boost to their morale that City needed. Robson. Batson. Brown calling far post, that's where it's gone. Knocked it back in, here's Barnes. And Barnes has made it 3-1.
City, knocked out of the FA Cup at Halifax, were in danger of going down. Now they faced a relegation battle against Bristol City.
They're bouncing up quite high. Henry. On for Robinson from Tuart. And Robinson puts it in. Reed took it well on the chest. Played it nicely forward for himself. This is a good run. Is he going to finish it with the shot? But he does, and Dana tucks it in. Dana turns with a smile on his face and looks to pick out Nicky Reed. His
is Henry. To Dana. To Henry. Stewart in the middle. Here he is, number 10. Oh, yes!
City survived, but the big question at the start of the following season was how long could they wait for the extravagant plans of Malcolm Allison to take shape? The first home game against Sunderland was a nightmare. City were outplayed, outfought, and eventually outclassed. This would be the start of an horrendous run in which they failed to win any of their 12 opening games. 8 defeats and 4 draws would see City rooted at the bottom of the table. They were conceding a pile of goals and looking embarrassingly short of confidence. How could Allison maintain his high profile and fulfil his bold predictions for the future?
You say you're confident about your players' ability, but really this is a question of your players' minds, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a lot to do with the psychological side. And that's what results are all about. That's what winning it over is. You know, if you get the results, you start to get the confidence, and players are completely different. And that is one of my jobs, to lift them and try and give them confidence. But the only way they're going to get it is by getting a few results and playing well.
Are you in fact convinced that the team is good enough?
Yeah, I know it's good enough. In my own opinion, I know it's good enough, but we're just not getting it together.
To be fair, about 12 months ago, you told me that Robinson would play as centre-forward for England and Mackenzie was the best teenager in Europe, if not in the world.
Well, I still think Mackenzie's going to be a great player. I mean, he's been injured for the last 3 weeks, but I think he's going to be a great player.
But you take my point.
Yeah, I take your point. But you know, some people have got opinions and some people haven't, you know, and it's so easy for you people. You know, you don't have any opinions. You just criticise.
In a way, that's having an opinion, isn't it?
Yeah.
Provided it's constructive.
Yeah, but you can have the opinion afterwards, in hindsight.
Actually, commentators can't, but...
There's nothing I can really say. I mean, I really don't want to say anything tonight. And when we're successful, I'm not going to say anything then. You can make up your own minds then.
And you're still totally convinced that you will be successful?
Yes, I am.
Allison just had time to lead City into his last Manchester derby.
There's Greenoff. Coppell's in there. So is Duxbury. McElroy. Oh, off the legs, and Coppell! Coppell! Oh, right across and in the back of the net. And Kevin Reeves came in there. And the defence was stranded as Reeves scored. Away by Booth. Arthur Augustin coming in. Oh, I say! Offside, was it? Oh, it's been given. Power. Caton climbing. Here's Palmer with a great chance. It's there! Palmer has equalised for City!
But it didn't save Allison. His successor, John Bond, was frank about what he inherited.
If we'd have continued and carried on the way we'd been doing the last 4 years, it was certain that there was going to be self-destruction. There was nothing else more certain than that.
An early sign of improvement came in the League Cup against Notts County.
And here's Bennett in the clear and puts it in. Christie. Buckley, Stewart. Back again. Oh, I say! Well, it's kept his performance in this first half. That's nice. Bennett. Stewart. That's his second. Masson, McCulloch, and finally put in by Christie. It's Fox who missed it. And fairly, says the referee, but Sir Drew got the worst of that. But here's Stewart. Still Stewart! Yes! And that is the first hat-trick of his second spell at Main Road. And Stewart might be on for number 4. Oh, yes. Christmas has come early for Dennis Stewart.
And for City, who began to climb up the table and continue their run in the League Cup. In the semi-final, they faced Liverpool, with the first leg at Main Road.
Dermot to take it, and here's Ray Kennedy! And he's stolen, and Liverpool have stolen a goal.
A draw at Anfield in the second leg meant City went out, but in the FA Cup it was a different story. The fourth round, Norwich at Main Road.
Reeves, Bennett is in space, but he hits it himself. Oh, what a magnificent goal by Kevin Reeves! McDonald could tee it up here for Gow, who can really hit the ball. But it's indirect. Oh, a magnificent goal again by Manchester City. Gow with the perfect shot. Good header away by Watson, and the shot by McDonald. But a break for McDonald. Hits the bar again. Astonishing. And the danger not gone as Gow plays it in. This is Bennett. Reeves. And deflected for a corner by Kevin Bond. It's direct this time. And they do try it. And it's laid for Mackenzie. Well, Manchester City, in a second half in which Norwich have so far looked the better team, have surely clinched a place in the next round. Royal, Paddon. Reeves on for Bennett. It's a chase, 1 against 1. The Norwich players arriving. Can he finish? 4-0. Bennett, Power's gone on another run in the middle. Baker comes and then hesitates. It's 5-0. So there'll only just about be time for this corner. Power curls it in. McDonald's header! 6-0. There was enough time for the corner, and there was enough time for Bobby McDonald to score his second goal in 7 days. A header again.
In the fifth round at Peterborough, City's semi-final hero of 12 years earlier was on the spot again.
As Waff palms it down, it's blocked, and finally it's turned in by Tommy Booth.
Now City and Bond were on the march. The sixth round took them to Goodison Park.
Ross. Haradi. Caused trouble once or twice on that right side. Well played. Keep, number 8, Easter, 1-0. And Everton go in front. Playing what little injury time there is, or stoppage time. McDonald. Reeves. Gow! They've equalised just when it mattered most. Just when it mattered most. Ratcliffe again. Again to Easter. Berardi there. Oh, and Caton couldn't turn. And what's given there? It looks as if Caton was held. And a penalty given now to Everton. And they missed 2 last week. Against Crystal Palace. Ross, who takes it now, first miss. McMahon missed a later one. But Ross is given the job back. And makes absolutely sure. Mackenzie to Reeves, on to Power. He's done it. Paul Power, the City captain. And what a celebration.
In the replay at Main Road, a crowd of over 52,000 saw left-back Bobby McDonald assume the mantle of match winner. His 2 goals, the second a typical header, put City in charge. and they eventually ran out winners by 3-1. Captain Power was again among the scorers. Just 5 months after taking over, John Bond had assured City's First Division safety and taken them through to the semi-final of the FA Cup. Semi-final day at Villa Park brought out a mass of blue and white. City's opponents were Ipswich Town, chasing a treble. The match went into extra time.
And Manchester City with Power and Mackenzie on the ball here this time. Power. Oh, I say, what a goal!
The lethal left foot of the captain had put City into the FA Cup final for the first time in 12 years. With Spurs and Wolves facing a replay, who would he prefer at Wembley?
I'd like to play Tottenham. I don't think that we'd beat Tottenham as easily as we may beat Wolves. I think we'd fancy our chances against Wolves more. But I think as a spectacle, the game would be much better if there were players with the skill factors of Ardiles and Hoddle and the like, you know, and that would be a tremendous game for everybody to watch.
And so it proved. 2 games, in fact, with the second meeting all expectations. But in the first match of this 100th final, City were within 10 minutes of lifting the cup. The central figure in the drama, Tommy Hutchison.
Bennett. Bennett battling away well there for City. Very persistent. He's coming through again. He's got Reeves in support here. Here's Ranson. Oh, and a flying header and a brilliant goal. Tommy Hutchison on the ground. And would you believe it? A fantastic header by the oldest man playing in the final. Kevin Reeves turned, floated the ball in. Ranson put it forward and Hutchison came through and scored. That header by Roberts straight to Mackenzie. Ray Ranson's up on the right wing. Powers the other way. Reeves. Mackenzie. Reeves. Mackenzie's in here. Mackenzie's in. Oh, he couldn't control it, but it mattered. It ran away from him onto the other side of the post and away. And that was Hoddle. Oh, Hutchison, it's in! Tommy Hutchison has scored at both ends, if you call it an own goal. Hoddle will get the congratulations from Tottenham, but it went in off Tommy Hutchison. Oh, how cruel cup finals can be. He was the hero in the first half, and he's the villain now. Glenn Hoddle chipped the ball. Tommy Hutchison, that's got to be an own goal. Corrigan had gone the other way.
So the first replay in Wembley Cup final history.
So still Spurs with Ardiles. Brilliant. It hit Archibald, has got a chance. Oh, good save, Ricky Villa! Ricky Villa scored! Ranson with the kick. Miller, Reeves underneath it. And now Hutchison to Mackenzie. Oh, tremendous goal! Steve Mackenzie. Fabulous shot. On by Reeves to Bennett. Paul Miller trying to check Bennett. Down goes Bennett. Penalty. Penalty. Keith Hackett had no doubts. David Bennett has won a penalty for City, and a penalty has never been missed in an FA Cup final at Wembley. The last one was 1962 for Spurs, and here comes Reeves, and it's there. Kevin Reeves keeps up the record. Hoddle. Oh, there's a chance here for Archibald. Crooks! It's come to Mackenzie. What a good tackle by Graham Roberts. And now Galvin. Spurs have got 2 to his right, and Galvin wants to go on his own. Villiers. And still Ricky Villiers. What a fantastic run! He scored! Amazing goal by Ricky Villiers.
John Bond was generous in defeat. He felt he had the makings of a successful side. The following season, City were in the championship race for 2/3 of the First Division campaign, with some of the players taking up where they'd left off at Wembley.
Here's Hutchison. Power's made a good run from the midfield into the inside right position. Here he is. Played across towards Phil Bowyer for the head back, and Tommy Hutchison. Kevin Reeves flicked that on, and Dennis Stewart came in and made it 2-0 to City.
In August 1981, Bond paid over £1 million for the first man ever to fetch that figure in the English market, Trevor Francis. Now City were being talked about as potential champions, and when they went to Anfield on Boxing Day, it seemed as though they were on the verge of seizing power from Merseyside.
Here's Francis. Now Ray Ranson. It's a good ball in behind the Liverpool defence, and Reeves is onto it. Well for the cross too, and Kinsey, Hartford rather, getting in and scoring a superb goal. And this one will count. Corrigan's kick is stretching Thompson, and the header dropping to Reeves, and Thompson gets it clear. Grobbelaar goes up and drops it again, and that's a penalty. Thompson turning it over, Grobbelaar made the mistake, Kinsey fired to the top corner of the net, and Thompson had no option but to do what his goalkeeper perhaps should have done in the first place and make a decent save. So City could go 2 ahead here. And do. Kevin Bond scores his first City goal, runs over to the small but enthusiastic group of City fans in that corner. And now Liverpool facing home defeat again. Alan Kennedy. Finding Lee, a good little knockback in to Souness, and the shot comes to Whelan. 2-1. Kenny Dalglish up straight to Asa Hart, but now Tommy Hutchison for City. Good ball for Ranson. Kinsey wide on the right for him. And a fine ball. Here's Kinsey. Francis screaming for it on the edge of the box. Reeves with a back flick, and it's gone in, and Grobbelaar's misery is complete. Reeves gets the goal, but really it was almost an own goal by this sad figure of Bruce Grobbelaar.
In January, Match of the Day viewers saw Francis score an exquisite goal against Stoke, but City won only 3 of their last 17 games and finished 10th. Francis left for Italy after just 1 season at Main Road, playing only 26 games. Now David Cross came to partner Kevin Reeves.
This is Baker. Good football, Baker. Cross on the far post. And what a start for David Cross. This is Haraidi and Cross, scorer of the only goal of this first half. And that looks like being the way of it, with only seconds remaining. McDonald. Cross. Baker. Good combination, this. Reeves free on the right. And they're queuing up on the far post. And it comes to the near post. And that was enough for a second goal by Paul Power. Into Dean. O'Neill. Downs again. Has he gone too far? No. Wow, what an incredible goal by John Dean.
Again, City showed early season promise, led by seasoned campaigners Stewart and Hartford.
15 minutes gone, and Manchester City have an unusual free kick, to say the least. Not very often you see an indirect free kick at this angle in the box. What will they try? Stewart! Oh, what a fantastic goal! Baker, good header. Hartford. Power. Hartford. Superbly struck goal by Asa Hartford. Latchford. What a good goal by Bob Latchford.
But again, City failed to maintain their momentum. After a heavy cup defeat at Brighton, John Bond resigned. His successor, John Benson, was quickly into a relegation battle.
Reeves, McDonald, Reeves, Kevin Reeves. Koppel. That's a good cross, and it's in. Stapleton has repeated the medicine. Stapleton! But he beats Kevin Bond, he got in front of him, and the ball just beat the left hand of Joe Corrigan.
That was one of 11 defeats City suffered in 14 games. Now, with just 2 matches left, they were staring the second division in the face.
Here's Baker. And here's Hartford, and Power has again found some space on the left, and Hartford has again found him. There are 3 in the centre for City. One of them is Dennis Tuitt jumping now. The ball comes back to Reeves. It may run on for Baker, or indeed for Power. McDonald now.
Reeves with the flick. Oh, yes! Kevin Reeves scores for Manchester City. A goal which could be priceless to them, and one which could send Brighton down.
It did, but City's fate depended entirely on their final match.
It's do or die at Main Road today. Manchester City's loyal supporters know that a draw will be enough to preserve the First Division status that they've enjoyed for 17 years. While the Luton fans know their team must go for a win. They remember it was against City that Luton's last First Division campaign ended 8 years ago. Well, there's not much between the two sides in the league table, and there's not much between them on the pitch this afternoon so far. Reeves, there might be now. A long ball delivered by Nicky Reed, getting Kevin Reeves in behind the Luton defence. The angle was never very good for him, but it was a good attempt. Hartford to take. Oh, Caton got the header back in. McDonald couldn't finish it. Gordon's initial clearance wasn't quite good enough. Caton headed it back in, but McDonald couldn't get there. And they're still lined up in the penalty area. Bond. Reeves is there. McDonald. Tuitt. Fine save by Tony Gordon. Desperate stuff. Had to be. Hartford. Baker is coming in from this side. It's still Hartford. And it's still Hartford. Oh, he's beaten them all. And he's backheeled it. And Power kills one for Tuitt. Terrific run by Asa Hartford. 5 minutes left, and Horton's pass intercepted by Baker. And he didn't get a good touch on the ball. Aylock got it instead. Steen drove it low against Caton. And Steen again. And he gets the cross in. And Williams has come. Antish! Oh, it's there! They've done it! Ruddy Antish! 4 minutes from the end. David Pleat off the bench. He knows there's still 4 minutes to go. They surely mustn't let the celebrations go on too long. Forward by Caton. Bond, Kinsey. And that's it! Luton Town have survived! David Pleat on the pitch. He's kept them up. What an amazing act of escapology here by Luton. But as they celebrate, Manchester City, one of the most accomplished clubs of a few years ago, are relegated.
City's rehabilitation in the second division began under Billy McNeil, who signed fellow Scots to help the cause.
Tommy.
Colleen! Oh! How superbly put in! That really was sharply taken.
Stevenson. Lake.
Looking for Latchford, who'd got away clean as a whistle. Carlane. Oh, hit the post and then went in off the goalkeeper. And it's the substitute who produces the victory.
Well, it's a while since the Chelsea defence was examined, but they might be now. In the last minute of the first half. And Tormey tried one. Oh, I say, that's some goal. That is some goal by Jim Tormey. The free kick was curled with pace by Tormey. Nijbeski couldn't get there, and Chelsea, after having nearly all the play, find themselves a goal behind.
City were just outside the top three before the return match at Swansea.
Oh, good firm header by McCarthy, and Kinsey has got in behind Evans here, and two in the middle for him. Parlane, what a fine goal. 12 minutes gone, Derek Parlane gets his 18th goal of the season and ends a barren spell of 5 without a goal. Stevenson. Oh, it's a bad ball, he could be in trouble here. City have got extra players. Baker, May is forward, he's onside, and more players arriving in support too, and the goalkeeper punching it clear. Kinsey, what a fine finish by Kinsey, but it all stemmed from the mistake at the other end by Stevenson.
City finished fourth in 1984, but their loyal supporters were hopeful that the following season would bring promotion. Billy McNeill made modest but sensible signings like Mick McCarthy, David Phillips and Gordon Smith. Under the former Celtic manager, City were a team again, and the 1984-85 season would see them return to the First Division.
Terry Murphy got caught by that challenge, but I think it was somewhat his fault. He wasn't as wholehearted as he might have been. Wilson. Must be by Smith, then is. 4 players around the 6-yard box.
Murphy. The space here for Owen. 2 against 2 in the middle. Can he try the left? He does, and he scores. Kinsey chasing. Oh, he's pushed a bit, but he finished superbly.
City improved as the season went on. Early in the new year, they made their intentions clear when they moved into the promotion frame.
Kinsey did well. Smith, yes! Oh, that is an absolute treat. David Phillips. Wilson. Nice touch again from Jim Melrose. Gordon Smith, 2 to his right. And Baker couldn't get it in, yes he did.
7 wins in 8 games put City firmly into the promotion picture. Then they hit a poor patch, and the visit to Portsmouth at the end of April was critical. Here, David Phillips put City in front with a header, one of 12 league goals he scored from midfield that season, and a large City contingent celebrated. But Portsmouth were one of their main rivals in the promotion battle, and when Nicky Morgan equalised, things looked tense. 18-year-old Paul Simpson, brought into the side for City's last 9 games, then produced a clever lob to clinch a priceless victory at Fratton Park. 47,000 packed Main Road for the last game of the season against Charlton. What a different atmosphere to that of exactly 2 years earlier against Luton. Then City needed a draw to stay up. Now, victory would ensure promotion for Billy McNeill's team. They responded in style.
Melrose. Referee allows play to go on. In the right position at the right time was Phillips, and he was given the ball. coming right on the 15th-minute mark. And May trying to get to it, and did! Spite of the efforts of the 17-year-old goalkeeper and the 18-year-old fullback, Andy May makes it 2-0 for Manchester City. May. They've given him a bit of room here, though. Melrose! Simpson in the chase. That's for Melrose to Simpson. 6 goals in 9 games. What a start for him. Phillips! Yes! Another spectacular effort. How well was that £65,000 spent from Plymouth?
Billy McNeill had taken City back to the First Division, but were they good enough to stay there? A final position of 16th in 1985-86 owed much to a run of 5 consecutive wins at the turn of the year. Also in January, Watford came to Main Road in the FA Cup.
And Davis! The goal it needed has arrived. And Gordon Davis scores. Laid on by Lillis. And City are in front.
Barnes and McClellan, again the players facing the kicker. McCarthy's up behind McClellan, penalty. He's been holding him a little bit on previous corner kicks, and this time the referee took action. McCarthy on McClellan, coming in behind him. The referee said a foul, penalty to Watford. So the responsibility here firmly on his shoulders. Kenny Jackett. And this time he scores.
And Watford went on to win a second replay. In the league, Manchester derbies were resumed, this one at Old Trafford.
Whiteside and Strachan are close to the ball. Gibson is just to their left. Might fancy a shot with his left foot. He did! It's there! Colin Gibson, the man wearing Brian Robson's shirt, scores a goal with his left foot, which would have done justice to the England captain.
Good header by Gibson. Davenport.
Hughes making his way into the middle. Davenport, penalty! He was turning inside, threatening to evade the challenge. Was sent crashing down, and the referee has given a penalty which Gordon Strachan appears to be taking, having resumed the responsibility from the spot. And scores!
Simpson, May, Phillips in the penalty area.
Wilson was too, and Wilson scores! And Strachan gets into trouble. Well, McNabb, Wilson, and Simpson. And what a defender! Augustin stepped across him, and the ball went in.
A poor start to the following season saw the departure of McNeill to Aston Villa. City went hurtling back to the second division. Then Mel Machin took over as manager, Paul Stewart from Blackpool as top scorer. In the League Cup, City beat First Division Watford.
Up goes Lake. Oh, and that's a goal! Manchester City have taken the lead, and it's David White.
This is Gibbs.
Oh, good effort! That was Allen off the bar. The flag's up, actually, possibly for an offside. Or was it over the line? And the goal is given. The goal is given.
Stewart for City.
Good ball, it's Lake. Oh, well played by Lake. Beautifully played. And surely, yes. White coming in again to finish his second goal.
Good running to the left. Simpson it is. Stewart and Berardi are waiting in the centre. Hills for handball, penalty. Warren Sterling, handball on the cross.
And a golden opportunity for City to put this cup tie beyond any doubt. Paul Stewart has placed the ball on the spot. Tony Coton, who saved one here once before, and saves that one as well, but Stewart from the rebound. 3-1.
City were now getting the benefit of their careful youth policy. They'd won the FA Youth Cup in 1986, and those players were starting to come through when Machin led the club back to the First Division in 1989. In this match at Bramall Lane, City's second goal was scored by David White, who would develop into a prized striker and play for England. But less than halfway through City's first season back in top company, Machin was replaced by Howard Kendall. He stopped the slide down the table and kept them in the First Division. But City went out of the FA Cup at Millwall, the team in blue here, in a third-round tie that ran to 3 games. In this, the second match, City defender Colin Hendry equalised with a flying header. But City missed their chances to sew the game up and went out in a second replay on the same ground. Kendall was to stay at Main Road less than a year before being tempted back to Everton. Peter Reid, who he signed as a player, replaced him as player-manager, taking City to 5th place in the First Division in 1991, when the Match of the Day cameras caught up with his team in the FA Cup 4th round in the Potteries.
Poynton, pursued by Ford. Only gets in a really good cross as well. White, Quinn, great goal, City. But what a fabulous cross from the left by Neil Poynton. And they've all come up from the back. Parkins there. Beckford got there. Earl! Beckford! Oh, that's the finish! That's the quality! That's what Port Vale bought, and that's what Manchester City lost when they sold him. And that's a great goal by Beckford. Quinn looks for the flick on, and it's there!
Clive Allen's goal took City into the 5th round where they lost at Notts County. The following season, Reid and his assistant Sam Ellis again guided a developing team into 5th place. When the Premier League started in 1992, City's first victory was against Norwich at Main Road. David White put them in front there, but one of City's former players, Gary Megson, equalised for Norwich. David White, who by now had established himself as Niall Quinn's attacking partner, restored the lead at 2-1. Then he turned provider to lay on the 3rd goal for City and Steve McMahon, who Reid had signed from Liverpool the previous season. Perhaps City's best performance in the first half of the season came against the champions Leeds United, who conceded 4 goals at Main Road for the second time in 7 months. 20-year-old Mike Sheeran put City ahead. Sheeran, another City youth product, was one of the most promising players to emerge in the Premier League's inaugural season. Here, with a clever turn, he laid on the second goal for David White, who made it 2-0 to City at half-time. In the second half, Fitzroy Simpson, signed from Swindon, paved the way for Andy Hill to score goal number 3. And with the champions now wilting, City's right-back Ian Brightwell started and finished the move, which produced a brilliant 4th goal. City were now well and truly re-established among the elite, and their last goal of 1992 came at Anfield, confirming their place among the top clubs in English football, which is where they belong.
Quinn holding off Nicol, finding Sheeran, turned away from Bjornaby. Mike Sheeran with a chance, good defending by Nicol. Still a chance for Brightwell, and now for Quinn. It's in, off the post. Now Quinn has scored for Manchester City, and it has been coming.